Tonight at 6, more people are expected to face charges after a mass shooting in downtown Indianapolis over the weekend. In the end, 2 teens were killed, 5 others are now injured.
Tonight, city leaders and community stakeholders are coming together to share this unified message that this kind of violence does not belong here in our city.
We have comprehensive team coverage tonight, and it includes the latest on the investigation, comments from downtown event organizers, and also we asked city leaders how they plan to tackle the problem. We start tonight with Emily Longnecker on the investigation and the charges just filed. Emily?
Well, Ann and Scott, the investigation is ongoing, and at this point, there haven't been any arrests directly related to this case. If police know what caused this shooting at this point, they are not saying. Now, 4 teens have been charged. Their ages 13 to 17, and they have been charged with having guns here downtown this weekend. According to the prosecutor's office, 2 of those teens were arrested before the deadly shooting happened. The other 2 investigators are still trying to figure out if they're connected to the deadly shooting. Even if they're not, Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears says the number of guns seized by police from young people downtown this weekend shows there's a problem with underage people having easy access to guns.
Well, I mean, one of the cases, we know the gun was stolen. And certainly that's a huge issue. But the other challenge that we have here is kids are so easily able to buy and sell these guns online. And I cannot tell you how many homicide cases that we have filed this year that are directly related to gun sales that are taking place online. That is where kids are getting the majority of these guns, is they're being bought and sold online. If you look at kids' Instagram profiles, if you look at kids' TikTok profiles, all these different social media platforms are being used to link and connect people to be able to sell these firearms, which is why it's never been easier for kids to have access to those guns.
And IMPD Chief Chris Bailey saying this weekend that police seized 20 guns downtown here in the course of their patrolling. Now, Prosecutor Ryan Mears saying that he anticipates charges to be filed in the coming days in relation to this deadly shooting. But he told me today that investigators are still working. They're still looking at video from the cameras down here. They're still testing some of the guns that were seized through ballistics to see if they could be connected. And they're also going through social media to see if any posts can give them any idea of why this all happened. Ann, Scott?
All right, Emily, thanks for reporting live downtown. As police are continuing their investigation this hour, city leaders are now looking into solutions to this violence.
So tonight at 6, our Ashton Hackman explains how they're also looking at the impact these shootings are having on the image of downtown.
The holiday weekend was a time meant to honor and celebrate our country with others. Instead, it became a moment of reflecting and push for solutions after 7 people were shot near Monument Circle. 2 of those people died, both of them teens.
All of this pain, all of this grief, all of this heartache is avoidable and is preventable.
Saturday's mass shooting near the Circle isn't the first time there's been gun violence in downtown, but community leaders hope that the gun violence does not have a negative impact on the city's image. It's work Downtown Indy Inc. does every day. Just last week, the nonprofit released results of their downtown perception survey from last year. When it comes to safety, just over half, 56% of people, said they feel safe downtown.
People need to feel safe in order to come downtown. Downtown feels safer when there's more people downtown. And so it's a cycle that works hand in hand.
Downtown Indy Inc. President Taylor Schaefer says building a positive image of downtown takes years. She hopes perceptions about safety won't be impacted by another weekend rash of violence.
There is an undeniable concern for the impacts on downtown, and the well-being of downtown is critical for the well-being of the rest of the region.
But a weekend of violence leaves behind a scar on a positive image of downtown that has taken years to build.
To have gun violence become the thing that sort of defined this weekend for downtown is heartbreaking, and it's frustrating for businesses, for residents, for so many in our community.
A community now wanting answers and change to put an end to the gun violence. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
And this weekend's violence is sparking a need for change at the City County Council. Councilors set to meet at 7 o'clock tonight for their regular meeting.
And that's tonight where we find our Alex Almanza. And Alex, ordinances to address the mass shootings aren't on the agenda, but we understand it's going to be brought up anyway?
incident will be brought up tonight at the City County Council meeting. It's unclear exactly what will be talked about, but this comes as city leaders put their foot down over the weekend, saying that parents need to be held accountable. Recently, Councilor Leroy Robinson said that the council will revisit curfew ordinances.
Some audio gremlins there with Alex Report live downtown. We'll try to work on that, get a fix, and bring you that report later. But in the meantime, let's go to Angela and get a check on the weather now at 6:05. A little cooler out there. Still under 80 degrees on this Monday.
Yes, temperatures really, for the most part, have been much more mild than what we dealt with over the holiday weekend when we were in the low 90s. Most of the weekend ended up with 4 days in a row in the 90s. After a cloudy day, skies are starting to clear over Carmel, Noblesville, and in Crawfordsville. We're at 79 in the capital city currently. There are a few low 80s on the map north and south, and it's south and east that we still find a few spotty showers and storms. These are impacting Jennings County, so heads up North Vernon, some heavy rain moving through. This will continue to push out, and for most of us, upper 70s and low 80s through the evening hours, with those skies continuing to clear. Morning fog will be a weather issue early, and then plenty of sunshine tomorrow afternoon, highs 85 to 90. Slight chance of a late day shower or storm tomorrow, and then a daily storm chance looking ahead at the 7-day. More on that in a few minutes.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. Tonight, a Kokomo woman is in the custody of U.S. Marshals after dismembered animals were discovered in a U-Haul that she rented here in Indianapolis. Last month, police say Crystal Scott was picking up some lost animals around the city, claiming to be their owner. She was previously sentenced for killing more than a dozen animals and then posting videos on social media. After her sentencing, having custody of animals was a parole violation. IMPD tonight is asking for the public's help. So if anyone gave or received an animal from Crystal Scott or interacted with her on social media, please call the department's nuisance abatement line. You can also call Crime Stoppers. That number's 317-262-TIPS.
The FBI now trying a new approach to figure out who set a fire to a home in Flora. It was deadly. 4 young sisters died.
It has been almost 9 years since that deadly fire, and in all that time, still no arrests. Tonight, special agents with the FBI and state police are going door to door in Flora, trying to figure out who's responsible.
The agents say they're going to re-interview people, and they're doing that work starting today. They also assign new investigators to the case because they want a fresh perspective.
The state fire marshal is still offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to arrest in this case. We've been following this investigation into the Flora fire for more than 8 years now. You can watch all of our reports in a new special, which is over on WTHR Plus. Download the app on your TV to watch. Want to remind you, it's free.